Hello, Lindsay. How are you today?
Hey, Aubrey, I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I am great. I am wondering, do you ever lift weights?
Actually, I do. I've been lifting weights a lot more in the last year or 2 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. No pain, no gain, right?
for sure. And sometimes it is painful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. With pain comes gain, you could also
With
say,
pain
right?
comes gain. Yeah. Are
I
you
was
a
actually
weightlifter,
I
Aubrey?
am not. I know I
Okay.
should. I should
Yeah.
do this. I know I need to build more muscle,
Yeah.
but I'm really bad about it. I don't have weights at my home and I don't have a gym membership, so it makes it a little
Yeah.
trickier. You do it at a gym?
I do it at Orange Theory. So I do
Mm,
Orange Theory, kind of hit training, and half of that or a third of that is weightlifting. I was really bad
nice.
at it a couple years too. And then I started reading that actually weightlifting is a way that you can burn calories. So when you have more muscle mass, apparently you burn calories faster. And I thought it was just I
Yes.
need to run and do cardio, but apparently those calories need a place to go. So they go to the muscle.
Yes,
I'm
I
like,
read that
okay,
too.
I'm
So then
in.
you can like burn calories while you're just
Yeah,
sitting there while you're
I
sleeping. I
know.
know I need to lift weights better, but this came up because we had a listener ask about the idiom no pain, no gain.
Yes.
So we are going to answer that question, but we want to make sure that you guys hit follow. We have taught a lot of idioms here on the podcast, and we want to make sure you're not missing any of these episodes.
Yes, listeners, hit that follow button right now to make sure that 5 episodes a week drop down into your queue. They will be there waiting for you. That's how we get into the habit. And that's how we make sure we focus on connection when we're actually face to face with a native speaker or in a business context. Then we will know how to focus on the connection and build the relationships. All right.
Absolutely. That's what's most important, right? You are learning
Yes.
English to be able to connect with others in English. And that's what we focus on here. We always want to show you what's the connection point here, right? How can you connect
Yes.
with others with the vocab and the idioms we're teaching or the strategies?
You got it. So, shall I go ahead and read the question from the listener again? Should I just
Yeah,
go through
let's
that?
do it.
All right. All right. So, this is on YouTube. And don't forget, guys, we do have a YouTube channel. Hit subscribe over there if you prefer to see us on these episodes. This is from Shabnam Sorishnia 759. The listener says, "Hi, your favorite podcast. You're my favorite podcast. I have been listening for 5 years. That's
Amazing.
amazing, Aubrey.
That is
So
awesome.
great to hear a long time listeners in on listening today. I heard the phrase no pain, no gain and didn't know what it meant. Could you talk about it? Great one. Great
Yes,
one.
this is a great one. So, we are going to talk about this one and a couple of other related phrases. But I
Mhm.
saw another question on YouTube that we're also answering today. This was H2Go 190, who just
Uh-huh.
said, what are the most useful idioms for daily use?
Yeah.
So, all three that we're teaching today are useful for daily use. They're very common. You'll hear them a lot.
Yeah.
But we also want to share that a lot of our past episodes you can find really easy if you search the word idiom on our app in the search bar,
Mhm.
and every
Exactly.
time we teach idioms, we always share if they are a little outdated, if they are used commonly, because that is important to know. It's one thing to learn a list of idioms, but you want to know, like, are these actually used in conversations?
Totally. And I think a lot of textbooks are notorious for listing old idioms that just aren't used anymore. You don't want to sound like a textbook from the 90s, right?
Right.
You don't want to sound
Exactly.
like that. And so making sure that you're listening to All Ears English, especially today, and going back and finding those other episodes will keep you in the know. All right.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
episode
So
idea, by
let's,
the way.
yeah, right.
That
For
phrase,
sure.
keep in the know. It's a
Keep
good
it
one.
in the know for sure.
Yeah.
Be sure to hit follow. We'll do a follow up on that and other ways that we say that you're in the know.
All right, good. So let's go to the first one that we used at the top of the show, no pain, no gain. What does this one mean, Aubrey?
Yeah, so it means like suffering is necessary in order to achieve something.
Mhm.
I actually was Googling about this because I guess it's a myth that you must
Mm.
have muscle pain in order to have gains. Like you can stay in, when you're lifting weights, you can stay
Mhm.
in that more chill zone where you're
Yeah.
not actually going to be sore the next day and still
Yeah.
have gains. But
Yeah.
we use this sort of metaphorically for life, that like
Mhm.
struggle doing something that's difficult is often going to give you worthwhile results.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I think this goes along with our kind of our work ethic in the US, right? So, if you're running a business or something, working hard for future returns, right? That sort of idea. Um,
Absolutely. If a coworker is like complaining that things are really difficult, that you might just respond, well, no pain, no gain. It actually sounds like you've got a lot going on, right? And kind of spin it in a positive way.
exactly. So here are some sample sentences. I'm so sore from running this morning, but no pain, no gain.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
often what we'll do. We're like find ourselves complaining about something and immediately realize like, but I know it's going to have good results, so no pain, no
Right.
gain.
Right. It is funny. We do associate pain with progress or success later.
Yes.
But it doesn't always have to be that way, but often it does, right? In life, you have to put in some kind of difficult work or struggle up the hill to get to the summit of the mountain, right?
Exactly, right? There's usually at least some kind of struggle,
Something.
something that's
Yeah.
difficult in order to have good results for sure.
Yes, for sure. What's another sample?
You might say, I've applied to hundreds of companies. It's such a grind, but no pain, no gain.
Mhm.
This is a really
No
good
pain.
example, right? If you're having
Yeah.
to apply to a lot of different places, it's a ton of work, a lot of effort, but you know that
Yes.
eventually you'll find the right fit. No pain, no
Yes.
gain.
Love it. All right, so that's a good one. That one definitely is relevant, wouldn't you say, Aubrey? Fully
Yes.
relevant for a listener who asked, "What are the common ones now?" Yeah.
Yeah, I hear this one, I use it, and I think this is such a great connection skill. If you are chatting with someone and they're maybe whining or venting, they're sharing something difficult they're
Mhm.
going through, this is a great way to spin it and kind of remind them, like, but think about the results at the end
Yes.
of the journey.
Yeah, it's so true. I love it. All right, what would be our second one? We have another one here. What is that one?
Yes, this has a similar meaning. It's what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And
Ah,
same, right? With something difficult, if you take it literally, like obviously, if it doesn't kill you, but that means there's
yeah.
going to be a positive result.
Right, and this could also be interpreted as what doesn't kill you makes you smarter or quicker or faster or better at something, right?
That's
So for
true. You could say any of those.
Yeah. So, for example, had to replace my car's transmission and it was so expensive. I had to replace my car's transmission. Oh, transmissions can be very expensive.
Yes, super
Um,
pricey.
and then we said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess. I don't know if that one applies.
Yeah. I think I would use it this way if I'm, like, frustrated that something cost a lot of money, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I'm frustrated about this. This is super expensive, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger," right? I'm
Yeah.
sort of trying to, like, reframe in my mind instead of
Yeah.
just being upset about how much I've had to pay, like, "But
It-
did you die?" It's like,
did you die?
"I didn't
That's always the
die. I'm
question.
stronger for it."
Right. I think it's the idea that raw life experience makes you better. So every experience, whether it's good or bad, is still raw life experience, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Or I might
Yes.
say, I got food poisoning yesterday and was so sick, but what doesn't kill you makes what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess.
Oh god, these are bad scenarios, Aubrey, bad scenarios.
But did you die?
Did you die? That's what you
If it
always
didn't
have to
kill
say.
you, it
Did you
makes you
die? You're
stronger. Yeah,
still
that's like
alive, you're okay.
kind of
Yes.
trendy for someone to be like, "But did you die?" If
Is that
someone's
trendy now? Is
complain
that?
yeah, I think so. I
Oh,
hear it a
that's so
lot.
funny.
If
Interesting,
if
okay.
you're
I did
complaining about something negative or something hard instead of like, "No pain, no gain," that's another one of like, "But did you die?"
I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna
It's
start
funny.
using that in that case.
Yes, do.
All right. All right. What about number three? Fortune favors the bold. So those who take risks reap the benefits. Absolutely. There's, no risk, no reward is another phrase that my dad used to
Yes,
always tell me, actually, because he was a small
totally.
business owner and, no risk, no reward.
Yeah,
100%.
and this
Yeah.
one both of those are a little bit different. They're not just about something that's happening to you that you might be frustrated, this isn't gonna be about replacing a transmission. This is more like you're taking risks, you're proactively doing something difficult, and good
hmm
results will follow.
Yeah. And I think especially taking risks when it feels counterintuitive or it feels like you're scared. Doing the scary thing when you're already scared is often the right move. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's often the
Absolutely.
right thing to do. And you don't figure it out until much later. But if you have a gut feeling, then you're on the right track, you
For
know?
sure, right? You
Yeah.
might say,
hmm
like with buying lottery tickets, right? I'm buying some lottery tickets this week. Fortune favors the bold. It's like you're taking a risk. That's a
Yeah.
big risk.
Couple
Yeah.
dollars. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then or you could say fortune favors the bold. So our company is acquiring a competitor. Yeah. You're being aggressive. You're not caving in on yourself as a company and hoping to win. Instead, you're going after your competitors, acquiring them and being aggressive. So being
Yes.
aggressive when you think you should be defensive. What is that expression that Warren Buffett has? He always says, when others are being fearful, you or what is it that he says? Do you know that quote
No.
by Warren Buffett? He says something like, when others are being fearful, you should be aggressive and and then the opposite of that, vice versa.
Oh,
So our
that's
listeners
really
can look it
good.
up. Good
Yes, look up
advice.
that phrase, but that it's such a good it's so true, right? That if you see your competitors kind of hedging their bets, that's the
Mhm.
time to be aggressive, maybe take advantage of the situation. That's often
Yes.
how you're going to get ahead.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Aubrey, let's roll into a role play, shall we? So
Yes.
here, what's our scenario?
You and I are neighbors that run into each other on the sidewalk, both going for a walk.
Okay,
I'll
here we
start
go.
us out. Hey there, going for a run?
Yep, no pain, no gain.
I heard you're training for a marathon.
Oh, yes, I am. It's in June.
Ooh, better you than me. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I think a marathon would kill me.
It'd kill me if I tried to run one today. It'd kill me if I tried to run one today. Definitely takes a lot of training.
Well, I'm impressed you're going for it. Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For a marathon, we can't just walk out our door and start running,
Imagine.
unless
No,
you're
right.
Forrest Gump or something.
Yeah.
He did that, I guess.
Takes a lot
Um,
of training for the average person.
for sure. Oh my gosh. All right, let's break this down. So you said, "Hey there, going for a run?"
Yeah, you
And
said yep, no pain, no gain. So this is a
yeah,
fun way to respond, right? It's playful. It's like, yep, it's a because when someone says like going for a run and when you run into a neighbor like this on a sidewalk, it
yeah,
can be awkward. It's like, what do I say? I
yeah,
want to say hello, but they're clearly going for a run. We're not going to have a long conversation. This is a
yeah,
great way to connect. Just be like, "Oh, going for a run? Yeah, no pain, no
yeah.
gain."
Exactly. You don't want to show any signs that you're trying to engage them in too much conversation because they might be busy. They might
Right.
want to not break their rhythm of the run. So there's a privacy aspect here, right?
Totally.
That's a real value in American culture. We don't want to kind of like insert ourselves too much if someone already has a routine going.
Yeah, for sure. And this is interesting because this role play would branch depending on how the person responds. If they say, yep, no pain, no gain, and keep running, you'd be like, bye, have fun. That's it. The
Yeah.
conversation would end, right?
Yeah.
But if they've stopped and they clearly are like, oh, I kind of want to catch up for a second, or maybe they're
Yeah.
running in place, you could be like, I heard you're training for a marathon. It's still going to be a pretty brief conversation, but
Sure.
you could have a
Yes.
little bit of a back and forth.
Yeah, for sure. So just kind of keeping in mind what's going on in the context. I love it. And then you said, better you than me. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I think a marathon would kill me. And what's the intonation there for our listeners, Aubrey? But I think a marathon
Would. Yeah,
would.
definitely emphasize would kill me, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is a fun way to use this, right? To kind of say that you don't believe this is true. They say what doesn't
Hmm.
kill you makes you stronger, but and then whatever it is that you don't want to participate, skydiving, scuba diving, something, you'd be like, but I'm actually worried that I would die.
Yes. I love it. And then you said, Aubrey, what's the last thing you said?
I said, well, I'm impressed you're going for it. Fortune favors the bold. And this is a great, if
Nice.
you find out someone's running a marathon or doing something that is a huge challenge or taking on a risk, what a great thing to say. What a good way to connect, to compliment
Mhm.
them this way. Fortune favors the bold.
Exactly. And then the next time you see them, the way to build that connection is check in on that marathon training, right? How's
Absolutely.
it going? I see the
Mhm.
marathon's coming up. Are you ready? Oh, yeah. How have your training sessions been? That is the way to really strengthen those relationships through English.
Yes, follow up. Absolutely. We want to share a recent episode 2319. If you missed
Hmm.
it, scroll up. It was Where's That From? How to Ask About an Idiom's Origin. So not
Yes.
only can you use idioms in your conversations, you can also ask if someone knows where they're from, information about them. That's a fun conversation too.
Yeah. And for a takeaway today, Aubrey, I love this topic. This topic that success requires a little bit of suffering. I think it's true, and this could be a great conversation starter for our listeners to go into, their choice of a career path, their visions for the future. Lots of conversation
Absolutely.
starters here,
Yeah,
right?
with the start of the new year, you might be
Hmm.
deciding to take more risks, to do something exciting and challenging. And it's a
Hmm.
great thing to ask others about, right? What are you doing this year that scares you, that, you feel like is going to be challenging? What a fun
Yeah.
conversation.
And we all should have an answer for that, right?
Totally.
Even if we're not going through major life changes, it's always good to be doing, and I should take my own advice. It's always good to be doing something that scares us a little bit, right?
Yeah, push ourselves a little bit.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. All right, Aubrey, good stuff, guys. Hit the follow button on this episode to make sure you get future episodes of All Ears English dropping right into your queue. And Aubrey,
Yes.
I'll see you next time. All
Awesome. See
right.
you next time.
Bye.
Bye.